All right, praise y'all. Let's see if this works this time. All right, I think it looks good now. All right, for sure. Praise y'all. Today I'm gonna chop up. I'm gonna try to get to just making some music because it's been a while. Like I said, I'm rusty, and I want to get into that, creative flow, just so I'm more comfortable here. So I gotta just jump in and do it. Let's see how it goes. I'll probably fail, but it's all good. Got a little sample to chop, and then I'm gonna play some. I'll try to play build some other parts, at least a bass line with the Integra, maybe like a piano part, and yeah. But first, a word from my sponsor. Hey, real quick, if I can grab your attention before we get into the content and have you head into the description where there'll be a link to my sample pack store. This is a great way you can support the channel, get something in return. If you ever found any kind of value from what I do over here and you're an MPC user or an SP44 Mark II user, I specialize in packs for that. I also got some free stuff over there, so please do head over and feel free to download those. All right. To it, and you guys can. I do want to chat, but just can't do it, you know. I already got this MIDI track and rolling Integra. accidentally automating the EQ there. I didn't mean to do that. Why is that? Is it? It feels like it is. Hearing the difference. What the heck? What's wrong? Yeah, man. erase these other snares. Okay. Except for the ones on the. More subtle. Yeah. I gotta add this to my template. Yo. Oh, that's what's happening. I put the EQ on one of the chops and then not on the other ones. So I'm gonna delete this and go ahead and put these through submix like 2. Then I can have my drums ducking it. I don't know why I don't just leave this. I'm being lazy. Wait, I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing this wrong. This should just be in my template, because I always have my drums ducking my sample. So go back to the channel mixer. Mix effects. Let's put that air kill EQ on there. That's why I was tripping. I was like, oh, it sounds like it's automated. It wasn't automating, but it was turning off technically because I only had the EQ on one of the chops. I thought I had this under. Thought I already had like Mother Ducker on here. Mother Ducker. And then back to my drums input. Well, yeah, let me just go back to pad mixer. Sub 1. Okay. Channel mixer. Okay. Yeah. What up, Funk Soul? Just looking at the chat. Piano is from Integra. So bring that back up. There's already a piano on there, so I don't know if I want to play this. Maybe play it in chords. Maybe I just go a little more dry with this. Stream is glitching. Yeah, I seen it buffering over here. Kind of feels like I'm gonna start having issues with what happened yesterday. So some of you were in here, Ben, SimCity, I think you were in here. I don't know if you're in here from the beginning. And Ali Star. Like when you were in the, I don't know if you remember or were paying attention, but when you came in the stream yesterday, was it pixelated? Because from what I'm hearing, it might have just been on the playback. That it, because I stream at 720, and while that's not like the highest, best quality, I think it's decent enough to get a decent picture. But yeah, on the playback, watching my stream yesterday, it's pretty trash. It looks like I think Ali Star said it looked like 280 or something. That's the piano from Kill Bill films. Is there a specific piano from that movie? I mean, we know that wasn't that RZA doing that film score? And he does like some, he does a lot of that lo-fi type of stuff. It's dope. I still never really watched those films. And then what was it? The Man with the Iron Fist? Something like that. The camera switching is where I know. Yeah, see, there's a glitch. It's not really a glitch. Like when I switch right here, there's a black screen interruption between. And that's like the software that I'm using. So, but when I switch between cameras here, which I only got one, it's not bad like that for some reason. I don't know why. It should be fixed. Yeah, my baby was crying. I thought she was hurt, man. I hate when they do that, and then it's just them. I went in there, and she was like, there was a commercial on, and it was dolls. And she's like, Daddy, can you get me these? Can you buy me these? That's how it is with like every single commercial, every toy commercial. Yeah, be jamming. I appreciate that. If you could hit the like button. Blatantly Blatant, what's good, man? Appreciate it. You got the Hydrosynth recently. I think I seen that post, bro. It never stops, huh? That thing looks cool. I had I think that I might like that better than I didn't really like the Mini Freak. And the Mini Freak, like the Micro Freak, was one that I sat on. I didn't purchase for a long time. Like I was looking at it, always kind of wanted that. I'm like, hey, that make a good first synth, but I don't know. I just can't get into it. I'm just not really. I don't know if I want to spend the time to get into synthesis, and I didn't like the presets on there. But some of the presets from the Hydrosynth look pretty cool. And I like that little feature. That's got the randomize preset maker, right? The random button, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's different, huh? Beats by Lonzo, what's up, man? Funk Soul, though, what's happening? Stroll Life. LPN 369, what's good? You don't remember it pixelated? I appreciate that feedback. Yeah, it is now for some reason. It was low res. We switch our router off all the time, like every night, and then turn it back on in the morning. So I didn't just now. Now I just reset the software. Now we're not vertical like it was. You said 9/16 is the ratio. Stroll Live pulled the trigger on the Lo-Fi 12XT. Cool. Yeah, I still got mine. I haven't been using it though. Got it in the box under the desk. I got my. That's cool though, man. I think you'll like that. You've been on the sample track, huh? You should see if you can like I think you can sync those with the ports on the top, possibly, or just I don't know, with the MIDI cable. That would probably be the best way to use those, since if you got both, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll like it a little bit. I don't know if you're used to the sample track. I don't know what other units you use, like MPCs, but the 12XT is like the Lo-Fi 12XT is a lot more. I think it's easier to navigate once you learn it, I guess, because when you're used to something like the sample track, then of course there's going to be a little bit of a curve because you'd be used to working one way, but I think it's more open. The word is open, I guess. You don't get locked up in screens as much as you would in like with the sample track, you got to go into like the grid edit view to even start playing anything. With the Lo-Fi 12XT, you can play all the pads in sequence right from the main, I guess, section. I don't know. RZA was the even the regisseur on, what does that mean? On Iron Fist. Chroma Didon, what's up? Do I prefer the MPC or the SP when chopping samples? I mean, it's kind of a mix. I like the SP because I like the simplicity of getting right to it. Like you can sample right to a pad, right? And you just press a button and you're right there on the screen. Although I think it would be doper if this was the home screen rather than like this is. All right, do you need help? Okay. All right, I'm gonna go step aside and go help her real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think the MPC is probably. I mean, it's way more powerful. It's probably at this point with MPC 3, since they've added, I think SP like features. For example, the fact that you can just record straight to pads like you can with this now, rather than going into the sampler, it kind of matches the SP now. I think I like the simplicity of the SP, but up until MPC 3, uh, it's probably just as good or equal, probably better, because with this, I still, my problem with this is you can't, when you copy, like say I got this one thing. This is the one thing that I requested when I seen the video too. When I seen the video for the SP firmware update 5.0, and all they did was Serato, and that's cool. You know, I think it's cool, but it's not something that I mess with. So like if I were to put this in a mute group and then copy it, it's not in the, this is not in the mute group automatically. So like as far as like manual chopping, that's still a crutch. I don't know how they've overlooked that, really. I feel like the developers are more technical than they are beat makers when it comes to stuff like this, because I can't see why you would overlook something so simple. And I guess because the majority of people don't really chop samples like that. I think maybe some of us older, you know, like I'm nearly 40, like I'm in my late 30s now, and I come from using an MPC 1000 and chopping that way, like even before they even had like auto chop on the MPC 1000. When I bought the MPC 1000, there wasn't JJOS. I was 18 years old, and the MPC 1000, that was one of the things about it, is that you'd have to chop manually, and that's, you know, I enjoy doing that. I would chop off the record. I was just watching the Just Blaze video. Those videos keep popping up. I remember like that Pete Rock video where he's chopping up Pat Benatar on MPC 2000 XL. Recently just popped up in my feed, and that, man, I was nostalgic. And then I looked up like the Just Blaze video where he's chopping up a break on the 4000. No, that's just reminiscent. I remember those days. There was no beat making videos. What was the point though? I seen another Just Blaze video. I don't know if it was that one or it was another one, but he was talking about how he chops, and he would chop off the record, you know, even though you had all those features on the 4000, like to auto chop. I'm sure he still chooses to do that. And so maybe we're far removed from that point where people even chop like that. So Roland, even if they are, I don't know, like I'm saying, like they could be younger than me. I don't know. That just hasn't crossed their mind, or maybe it has, and it's just a limitation. But it's just weird the way the SP copies stuff, because like it'll copy the volume information and like the BPM sync, I believe, but it just won't copy. See, volume is copied. But the mute, I guess, because if it were to copy the mute group information, there's some kind of limitation there, because when you put a mute group in, you're putting a pad into a mute group rather than assigning a number like the MPC you assign it to mute group 1. So I don't know why that is, but yeah, you have to add it. So it slows things down a little bit, and I think that's kind of dumb. And then, yeah, I don't get why. I was going to do a stream on this. I just, like, whatever. I wanted to show some people who aren't familiar with, like, a Still Life, you'd benefit from hearing about how the chopping works on the Lo-Fi 12 XT, because that was my recommendation, that Roland redoes the, like, completely overhauls the chopping on the SP to be like the Lo-Fi 12 XT. Because this is kind of still old school. It does the little auto chop where you can trigger the pads, which is cool. It's like an MPC, but it creates a new file when you export it. So that's kind of, I'm going to use the word archaic because it comes to mind. But But what it really should do is do non-destructive chopping, because most samplers today that are coming out in the 2020s have non-destruct chopping. So the Lo-Fi 12 XT has this it has points just like the MPC does, and then when you put it in chromatic mode, then it references the points, right? And I think that's a lot better, because then you don't have a whole bank full of sample chops with its own file. You have one sample on one pad, that's a loop, right, with sample chop points. Turn chromatic mode on, and then it spreads it out, right? And then that would also improve the ability, because with chromatic mode you have 2 octaves, so you can get say like 24 chops. But if they increased another octave on chromatic mode, then 32 chops, right? That would be a lot better. I don't think there's anyone out there, if I'm articulating myself, who messes with an SP would think that that's not like a superior way of chopping. So maybe I'll do that on a stream and just show you how that is, or you know, at least have that video out there as like a little message to RAUL, and maybe they can look at it. But that could be a very difficult thing, and I heard that the SP team is pretty small. So anyway, there's my long-winded answer on that. Doesn't really answer the question. You're blind too? Do you wear glasses? Are you exaggerating? Or what? It's not as bad as you would assume. Yeah, the Lo-Fi 12 XT is cool. The sound is interesting. You know what I was initially gonna do before I decided to auto sample these key groups from the Integra 7? I wanted to do it through the Lo-Fi 12 XT, but you have to actually sample something to get the Lo-Fi 12, the 12-bit sound of the Lo-Fi 12 XT. You can't just run anything through it. It just runs through it. So you got to sample it to a pad. Let's see where we at. I was at the chopping question. Vid's pretty good now. That's great to hear. Everything new has a learning curve for sure. To learning to push 3. I mean, you haven't. How long have you had it? Huh? Go put it on the kitchen. Yeah. New MPC live stream 3 gonna be in chrome color. What do you mean? Just wanted something new to experiment with that wouldn't break the bank. For sure. Did you end up buying used, or did you get a new one? Lo-Fi 12 XT is kicking your yeah, that was an idea. I bought mine used, and someone sent me like a little magnifying ruler thing that you could use. Someone like could design like a 3D like printed thing, like a little stand that sits over it, if you're good at that kind of thing, and like have a little magnifying glass. Had crossed my mind to like create something like that, but I'm not really a designer like that. I just have ideas sometimes. Oh, you tried the workflow, Ben, on the 12? Thinking about getting laser eye surgery so I can. Shit, what? Oh, so you can see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not currently thinking about it, but I have been intrigued about trying to push 3. Yeah, it does. That footprint is pretty big on that push 3. What do you mean by improve the internal features of the SP? Still a dabbler. My skills and dedication haven't warranted an MPC. Okay. I mean, but you got the Lo-Fi 12 XT, and you got the the sample track. So together, those things are about the price of an MPC one, or even like new. What is it? 400 each. Rockosaurus 32, make a funky beat. I don't know about funky. I got something going here. I'm just taking a little break, just to chat. RAUL Beats, what's good? Zero chopping in the Phantom. Most people using the SP as a FX machine. Yeah. Since you got the push 3, you really don't need the 404. So really it's just about having like some sort of a hardware workflow for you. You got effects racks and a push 3 you can do with the. That's cool. I'd like to hear what like some sort of, it's got like a, you got like some vinyl sim warble type of thing on there. No doubt Chromododon. I'm gonna just say what? Chromododon. Okay, Chromododon. Okay. Bought it new Amazon. The used ones weren't that much less. Yeah, that's true. Micro timing, probability on step sequencer, side chain, etc. It's missing too many features that are on the MPC and push 3. You don't remind you of the price. You do buy a lot of small gear units that do add up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what it is. Like, if you want to, like, I've thought about getting, actually, I already got, I thought that this would be, I was thinking for a while that this would be a good combo, right? The sec track and, you know, the SP. And it is cool. But then that kind of equals out the price of an MPC one, because this is $299, this is $5. That's ends up being about the same. So it does come down to, I think, more about preference, workflow, style preferences. All right. Maybe I should just go to a bass. Yeah, yeah. The pains just to sit. Yeah. I don't think that's the bass line though. That's not it. Boom, boom, boom. Not quite there yet. We're learning. You know what? I kind of don't feel like even using the Integra because I really do like Sub Factory. I bought that one. Not Keyboard. Let's see what Sub Factory will do for me here. Some of the synth ones. I don't know, maybe a synth type sound isn't the sound. thinking about this too much, trying to pick a preset when I should just be playing it. All right, back to the MIDI. All right, my goal really is just to do this every single day. Because I feel like when you do this every day, you kind of like, you make the gaps a little bit smaller between actually making your choices and getting the part down quicker. Because here I am just like doing the same thing over and over again. The end of that bass is trash. a long time. I'm sitting by myself for a long time. I've been sitting with myself for a long time. Getting up myself for a long time. Trying to get strong on the strong side. I've been sitting with myself for a long time. I've been getting up myself for a long time. I've been trying. I've been sitting with myself for a long time. I've been getting up myself for a long time. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been getting up myself for a long time. I've been getting up. I've been I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been getting up myself for a long time. I've been trying to. I had an outlet. Myself for a long time. I've been getting up myself for a long time. Another day in it. Really long, ain't killing me, making me strong. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been getting up myself for a could make me stronger. Being strong. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. Focus zoned in a long time. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. Focus zoned in. Focus zoned in. When the time comes, I'ma be on time. I've been sitting with myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. Or reviving something. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. I'm picking at myself for a long time. I've been picking at myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. Can't be waiting on no one else on Can't be waiting on no. I ain't been waiting on nobody cause it's on. Can't be waiting on nobody then. Yeah. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. Can't be waiting on no else. Can't be waiting on no one else. Can't be waiting on no one else. Let me write it down. Sitting by myself for a long time. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. Can't be waiting no one else. Can't be waiting on nobody, cause they're wrong. Can't be waiting on nobody. There'll be a hard time. I've been sitting by myself for a long time. I've been picking up myself for a long time. Can't be waiting on nobody. Can't be waiting on nobody. I don't know. Let me go on the chat, see what y'all are saying. What time is it? 1. Your problem with portable gear is you never use it on the go. Well, see, that's just it's about realization, what it is that suits your lifestyle. For me, I use it all the time. At least, you know, that's the only way that I feel like I can be productive, is at least consistent, not necessarily productive, because I'm not always productive, but I consistently show up. And what that consists of is me packing the MPC up in my bag every day before work, taking it to work, pulling it out the bag and setting it up for when I do have a moment that I can sit down. And I do that daily. And some days I'll pull it out, set it up, and then I won't even get to it. But I don't let that stop me. I always put it back in the bag. I come home. Last night I didn't do it. I didn't pull it out the bag. But every night, usually, I'll get home like 1 in the morning, and I'll pull it out the bag and I'll put it on the desk so that it's ready for me the next day. You know, and this is just the process of what I do. So, like, I've tried to get the MKII keyboards because that, you know, sound really cool to me. But even with the Key 37, it was still, it's possible to carry it around, but it's still something that I wasn't going to carry around. And it's just bulkier. So that's why these portable units just work for me. Especially as someone who's been like creating content and like, you know, making tutorials. That's the only way that I could do it, is by doing that same process and like going to work, and then rather than I'm, you know, making music, whatever it is, you know, writing an outline, figuring out just the video and stuff. So, but yeah, man, if you don't create on the go, then you don't need that, for sure. I'm a little busy. Make most of the music at home anyway, so it kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, that's where I feel most compelled and most motivated, is in my corner right here, you know, in my little studio. Like, a lot of times I don't feel like doing it at work. It's part of the environment too. Like, it's not even that it's a negative environment over there, but just being surrounded by the things that I've, you know, purchased and set up. You know, I've created an environment to motivate me, and this just does it more. So that's a menacing track. Sounds like something Jay-Z would rap over. That's dope. Most Fear, what's good, man? How's that MPC one treating you? Hold up, my daughter wants me to go find her real quick. All right. All right. All right. Let me wrap this up. I'm gonna do 15 minutes more. See if I can come up with something and move out. Just chat a little bit. On the go, I tend to use iPhone and Koala. Okay, so you're still creating, but you just find that to be, that is like most efficient because you have it anyways, right? So I need to mess around with iPad more. I'm a poser as a producer. That's why I'm always here trying to get inspo. I got a lot of hobbies and I'm pretty mediocre at all of them. It's all good. Well, I don't know. I still feel like I hate mediocrity and I feel like I'm still mediocre. I'm still working on it. Leave that alone, okay? Give me a minute. Okay, so you're gonna do that. But yeah, I don't really have many hobbies at all, so I guess that's just, I mean, that's cool. It's well balanced. I kind of put all my eggs in one basket, and I'm at this point in my life where I really have no other interests. So like to pursue some other type of job, you know, I'm still out there. I'm in custodial work, and then I do this because this is all I care about. You know, just chipping away slowly. Okay. Yeah, she's distracting me. But... All right, don't touch any of that. Do not touch it. I'm talking to you right to your face, and you keep doing it. Yeah, I lost track of where I'm at. Whoa, take it easy. Dang. Ron spazzing out. Appreciate it. Got worse at beat making in the last 2 years. How? The synth sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I get frustrated. We all get frustrated. Discipline occurs. What do you mean by that? Ali Star. Misery loves company. I'm glad I'm not the only one who struggles. I keep trying, though, after long breaks. I mean... Yeah, I mean, Ali Star, you've been consistently making music. I don't know how you could have gotten worse. Unless you've taken, like, long breaks. And, you know, a lot of it is probably just perception. And maybe you need to try something different. Misery lately. Totally ruined me and music. Well, that's shitty to hear. Well, I don't know. Like, I think balance has always been I think balance is the key word that's been like resonating through my 30s. This whole decade has been the lesson is defined balance because I've always been very laser focused and very uneven as far as like my activities, what I do. Like I'm very, very difficult to balance that. And maybe I think that's pretty key. At least that seems to be the goal, to be able to feel like a well-rounded, balanced, mentally healthy person is just by, you know, giving time to all the little things, you know. And I think we all know what those are. EA Ski ruined you? What? What do you mean? Never hang with the big dogs. Have you been have you just been obsessing about sound quality? Is that what it is? So that's what it is, isn't it? Without me reading anymore, I'm gonna assume you've been obsessing about sound quality versus just creating music. And so your skills have kind of taken a back seat to actually making music versus just getting the right tone and quality. That's my guess. So before I read anything more, I keep coming back here like Avengers to Thanos for inspo, or I'll be bringing the heat and I don't even know it. Well, I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying, just like anybody. I'm struggling through it too. That's why I'm trying to be consistent. Like I don't feel like I have any other choice. Like I can't treat this like a hobby if I want to get better. I feel like that's why I'm like always like, I got to do this every day. Just come on stream, do it every day. Try not to have an ego about it, you know, get my vocals in there, try to harmonize even though I'm going to be at a key and I know it. So I feel like that's the only way I'm going to get better is if I like sacrifice the ego and just go and not even trip, you know. I'm just too much into cinematic music these days that I don't really mess with beats. If I'm not making cinematic music, then I'm making jazz with ambient undertones. I mean, that's cool. That sounds dope. You sound like you can make something I could sample, man. Chop something up. Get bored easy, so you gotta switch it up. Well, that's good. I mean, that's all. That's sometimes what it is, you know, for like in a rut. You gotta switch it up. That's what the balance is about. And I really don't know too much about that. It's just a lesson I've been trying to, or like a message I've been trying to receive, because I'm definitely like very tunnel vision when it comes to this thing. And I don't really do much else. I mean, it's kind of a strong point and a weakness because I know how to be disciplined. I know how to stick to something if my mind is set to it, you know. Like I know how to do extremes, and that's kind of the problem too, is I'm an extreme person. So, you know, that's why I can do stuff like eat the carnivore diet or the ketogenic diet, because I'll go all in. But if on the other end of that is like if I'm eating sugar, I'm eating candy bars, I'm not caring, I'm like eating whatever kind of treats they bring to work and stuff, I'll be on that end. So it's very hard for me to like find a middle ground. Yeah, you just got to have fun with it and not get caught up in expectation. That's number one, too. I think when we get caught up in expectation, we're not going to end up arriving to the place that we would had we just like kind of let go. And that, you know, I think that's a big part of the creative process. You do got to practice some things with intention, but you had to have those times, those moments where you just let it all go and let the rules out the window, kind of, because we can get locked into those little boxes even like. So like I would never say, oh, you don't need to learn music theory, but learn that stuff and then just kind of forget about it in the moment to some degree, and just, you know, like if something doesn't fit a certain rule that you learn, but it sounds good, why are you stopping yourself from doing that? I've noticed that about me, like in the past, like before when I was first starting, I was like, I don't need to learn music theory. You know, I was like one of those. And then I learned a little bit, but then I was like always doing things a certain way, and I think that is kind of a problem. Sun Civil Media, what's good? Thank you. That's why we went with a live too for the boy. Portability for sure. Push 3 is portable. You just got done saying it wasn't. It's just big and portable. Yeah. Do they make a special bag for that? If I was Ableton, I definitely would have made a bag for that specifically, because that's it seems like an awkward shape. I finish more music often than not since going to Ableton. That's good, man. That's gonna be good for you. I'm looking forward to seeing some sort of video. I saw you posted a video earlier. I didn't watch it though. Like I clicked on it and I probably should have gave it a minute. I think I got distracted because it looked like you were in Ableton, but I was hoping to see the push 3. Maybe you got into it. I just didn't. I just overlooked it. A little bit of sound quality versus creativity. Yeah, you're right there. Comparing yourself to others and other thoughts about music will always make it hard to make music. No ego, what's good? I was just talking about having no ego with this thing, like letting go. Why you pick that name, brother? Are you pretty you introspective, spiritual. Ego, you said a lot. It hinders so much progress, for sure. It's cool that no ego pops in the chat right when we're talking about that. Son Civil, what's up, man? Don't get caught up in this YouTube rat race too. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem too. You know, find a balance. Like you can't, you know. That's where I'm trying to get to, cause I have these little periods. Like right now, I'm currently just mostly streaming, and I'm not super as concerned. So my streams will just be RAUL's broadcasts, and like I'm not too caught up in it. I've done a little bit of, you know, keywords, rolling Integra 7, because I wanted to talk about that, but there can be a balance. Like I could fit some tutorials in here and there, but also you gotta have your seasons too. I mean, why not? You can have a little run of doing videos, and then have a run of just go online kind of raw, like, and just creating, not too concerned with editing and concerned with titles and thumbnails and all that. No Ego says, when I was younger, I could make beats all day. I was a volume producer. Now I don't really make beats at all. I just turn the machine on to see if it still works, and after 45 minutes, I'm done. Interesting. That's what the move is for. No Ego is my brand name. I'm looking to launch it next year. It's a clothing line. Okay, for sure. That's what's up. I'll be interested in checking that out, bro. Keep us posted. MPC Live is 7.8 pounds, and the Push 3 standalone is 8.5 pounds in weight. Both have batteries. Okay. Some interesting little factoids there. Germs98, what's good? Do I use a DAW? Trouble using a DAW. I'm best at using standalone, but right now Pockets is tight. No, I really don't use a DAW at all. I have in the past. I've used Pro Tools, and Logic was my favorite. So I think, well, have you tried a Koala? Get Koala in a little pad machine, and you pretty much working kind of like standalone. What I like about Koala is you can easily program like a MIDI controller. You get yourself a MIDI controller with some knobs and sliders and stuff, and some pads. And you can program it really easy the way you want. So yeah, that will be my recommendation. There's like FL Studio Mobile, but I've never used. It looks pretty cool. I've never used it to sequence anything, but it has some decent sounds in it, and you can put your own sounds in there, I think, pretty easy. But yeah, if you're trying to sample, Koala. Yeah, if you're not getting on a computer though, I wouldn't recommend. If you're gonna get on a computer, I'd recommend Logic, but like you said, money's tight, so. And you can export Koala files to a Ableton file or a Drumride. That's tight. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off here. I appreciate y'all kicking it with me for another one. I think I got half of a hook for a song, so I think that's pretty relatively successful for the last couple months for me, because I haven't been in that flow state of writing songs. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll probably take this to work with me and then like build off of that. I got a mic over there so I can kind of do what I'm doing here and see if I can come up with the rest of the hook. I do want to get to, I got a couple songs that I'm sitting on that I could record, so I think I might get back to doing some of those vocal recording sessions in the near future. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, all right. Thanks for chilling. Y'all bless. Peace.